Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing good through the virus that we're dealing with. My name's Jane Jacobs. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today. My sister Katina Locklear was murdered December 20th of 2018. The people who were responsible, two of them for her death, are in jail at this time awaiting trial. One of them's pleading insanity for the second murder that he's committed. I've promised to be my sister's voice and to be there for the voices of so many missing and murdered people that I do know. When I sit back and I think about the number of missing and murdered people that I know, men and women and children, it's a very sobering, very hard pill to swallow. Nobody should know that many people who have been murdered and missing. In our Native community, we used to stand up for each other. We used to look out for each other. We used to be families, even if we were different bloods. If we were a Locklear from the other side of town, if we were a Jacobs from Fairmont versus Pembroke, we looked out for each other. The things that are going on now, it's destroying families. You guys are taking lives that you don't have a right to take. When I sit and think of the $100 that my sister was killed over and the brutality of her death, over $100, when did money become more important than human life? When did our hands not be enough to settle a disagreement that we couldn't settle with words? You used to be able to have a disagreement with somebody, throw some hands, whoever won the fight, won the fight. We didn't come back cowardly and kill somebody later or kill somebody during the fight because we were getting our tails whipped. We have so many people that are hurting and so many families that are just mortified now. I have a friend, her son's been dead for 5 years, I believe it is, Derek Shea. To see the pain that this woman is still going through 5 years after the fact and not having the resolution that needs to be had. I want to challenge everybody to try to change. You know, us as Native American communities, we're the ones that have the power to help Earth Mother. We're the ones that have the power to be able to change the things that are going on now. But when we're living as the same as other communities that are doing horrid things to our people, to their people, and we're following suit. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me that life is not important to each and everybody. Because the things that you're out here doing to other people, the murders that you're committing, the bodies that can't be found, one day it could be your loved one that is dead or can't be found. Karma plays a hard price to pay for things that you do in this life. And I'd like to ask parents to please take some more control over your children. Take control over what they see, what they hear, who they hang out with. Because that's where we're missing the ball. That's where things are starting to fall apart. We're not raising our kids with a sense of value of life or a sense of value of community and family. We have to take some of the responsibility. I know people are responsible for their own actions, but a lot has to be said about the way that we're raising these kids, that they're running around at 16, 17 years old shooting people. Where did they learn that this was an okay thing to do? And I'm not saying that every parent isn't trying their best, because I know that we are. I know there's a lot of single mothers out there that are trying to raise their children the best that they could. And I understand the struggle. I'm a single mother myself. But I'm just asking to please pay more attention to what your children are doing. And law enforcement, you really are dropping the ball. Rhonda Jones has been gone forever. Christina Bennett has been gone forever. Megan Oxendine has been gone forever. The way these cases have been dropped, Sarah Graham is still missing. How can you not know anything? How can you not do anything? The way y'all shift the blame to put it on the victim It doesn't matter what kind of drug somebody does. It doesn't matter if somebody's a prostitute. It doesn't matter if somebody's a saint. The care should be given the exact same way. If you're in law enforcement and it's your job and your sworn duty to find out what's going on, fight for our families the same way you would fight if it was one of your own. And I just ask that we can, y'all, I don't even know. I really don't. I'm so broken right now for so many families. There's so many people that have their children missing right now that they left one day and just never came back. Somebody knows. Somebody knows where these families are. Somebody knows who killed Rhonda Jones. Somebody knows who killed Megan Oxendine. Somebody knows who killed Faith Hedgepath. Y'all don't be scared. Speak up. If we don't start speaking up as communities and people who love these people, nothing is ever going to change. I told myself that I was not going to cry for this video, that I was going to be strong for my sister. But when I think of how many people, Dwight Scott was one of my dearest friends. He was killed while he was eating a cheeseburger because somebody with a gun wanted to kill somebody else. Driving by in a car. Y'all need to grow some balls and handle the things that you need to handle as adults. And quit acting like your little video game mafia stars that can run around and just take what is so valuable to so many people. My sister was important to me. She's still important to me. I'm gonna fight for her. And I'm gonna fight for Miss Sheila Price's daughter. And I'm gonna fight for every single person I know who's missing and murdered. And just know, you're not gonna skate away with this forever. That's for sure. Somebody's gonna get the nerve to stand up to you and say what's done. People are getting tired of having to be scared every time their babies leave the house that somebody's gonna rob them and kill them and throw them away like there's so much trash. You know, when you can do that to somebody and you throw them away like there's so much trash, it really makes me wonder who the trash is. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be hateful. But this has got to stop. People have a right to life. Their kids and grandkids have a right to have a full life with them until Creator decides to take them from us. There's so many more things that you can be out here doing instead of the things that you are doing and the choices you're making. A lot of the mothers and fathers of the people that are doing these things, do you not know how bad you've hurt your parents? Because believe me, your parents know. They have that gut instinct, that parent instinct. They know what you're doing. They know what you've done. And I would just like to ask everybody else that's out here in the world, if you know something, tell it. And y'all try and make things easier on us that have lost a loved one. Don't tell us, you know, you'll get over it. There'll be a better day. Because there'll never be a better day with what was done to my sister. I feel it every single day. And to see her daughters bring 2 more lives into this world since her death, this is the scariest thing in the world, y'all. Robeson County and the surrounding communities, we're not the Wild West. Put your guns away. Pull your pants up. Get a job. And act like productive citizens that can make changes in people's lives. Because they say, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. But guess what? It might not be you that dies by the sword. It might be your child one day. We need to get it together. We need to do better. The things that we're doing to each other and the way we're living our lives, we're not honoring our ancestors. We're not showing our children a better way. I want the world for my son, and I'd do anything in the world to make sure that that was possible. And the best thing I did was move out of Robeson County, because right now that was always my place to be. I always wanted to go home. Now I'm ashamed to say that that's where home is. And it's just not Robeson County, but that's the county that's affecting me. We have missing and murdered all over the United States. Our tribes are suffering so hard. This isn't what our ancestors died for. This isn't what your grandmothers and grandfathers are praying about. They're praying that things can change and to get back to how they were. Women shouldn't have to be scared to go to the store, scared that they're going to get sex trafficked. When I leave my house, I'm so heavily armed that I wish somebody would bring it, because I have rage in me right now that I'm having to deal with because of my sister's death and the deaths of so many others, and knowing that there's people that we don't know where they are and we're never going to see them again. We really have to do better. And I'm sorry I got emotional. And I love y'all.